Так, стрим должен был пойти уже. Начался. Так, давайте поприветствуем всех наших слушателей, сегодняшних участников. Поблагодарим, что нашли время, пришли. Кто-то нашел время собеседовать, кто-то нашел время подготовиться к нему и поответить вопросам. А, Давайте тогда начнем с собеседующего. Аброр, пожалуйста, можете о себе немного рассказать?
Ага. Можем ли говорить по-английски или узбекски, по-моему, много другие из O'zbekistana. Man atam Abror, hop, epamda software developer bo'lib ishlayman. 1 yildan oshdi va shu bilan birga PDPda ancha-muncha dars berganman va universitet uchun ko'plab LMS loyihalar ko'tarishga ham qatnashganman. Xo'p, xudo xohlasa bugungi suhbatimiz ancha qizg'in bo'ladi degan umiddaman. Faqat orada juda ko'p kamerani o'chiraman yo'talish uchun bugun.
Ага, hechqisi yo'q. Игорь,
Sizlarga rahmat.
тебе очередь, спасибо.
I think, Igor, it's your turn.
Yeah, Igor, can you please take your turn?
Yes, sure. Hi all. I've been working for the company called Exadel about 3 years and a half, and I'm in IT about 6 or 7 years. Right now, I'm working as a full stack developer. Worked in different projects and in a commercial projects, in startups and different kind of domains like e-commerce, business for business, and something like this. So yes, I think that's it.
Yeah, that's great.
Just
Igor.
an
Nice to meet you.
introduction. Yes, nice to meet you too.
So let's move on the interview part. Firstly, could you tell me the key components of the JVM as well, and how Java deals with memory management?
We are talking about string pool including, right? Like one of the components.
Yeah, all no, not exactly the string pool. I mean the key components of the JVM.
As I know, heap, right?
No.
Mhm. You're muted.
Sorry. No, the loaders and
You mean class loader when
Yep.
we load? Yes. As I know, it's about the class loader which loads the classes. But I think I can
Okay.
tell many
So,
details. Yes.
what about the other components?
Other components.
Yeah, of the JVM, like memory areas and.
Mm-hmm. I can't remember exactly right now. If we can skip it, I would appreciate it.
Okay,
Yes.
the 5 and the myths are okay. What about the execution engine? How Java compiles and reads the code?
No, I think first what we should mention that we have bytecode step, right? And we know that we have two components, two layers. First, it's Java compiler and Java execution. Of course, Java compile reads the file, deletes what's necessary. For example, as I know, generics are going to be deleted. Then it compiles to the bytecode and then executed by JVM machine, basically.
Exactly. What executes the codes? What converts the bytecode to machine code in Java?
We have JVM, right, which reads and
No, there is a specific component that reads the bytecode and translates it to machine code directly.
Maybe it's called interpreter, something
Yep,
like this.
the interpreter. Inside the execution, we have interpreter to read the bytecode. And have you heard about just-in-time compiler?
I'm sorry, can you repeat?
Just-in-time, JIT compiler.
Git compiler.
Git,
Git compiler. Ah,
Git,
okay.
Git, just in time,
JT. Oh,
just in time compiler.
okay. I can tell about it.
Okay.
Sorry. Maybe.
Um, okay, let's move to another questions. As you mentioned it, you said about the string constant pool. Could you tell me what's the string constant pool and where is located, and what's the reason to use
Mhm.
the string constant pool in Java?
So basically, first of all, it's located in the heap. There is a specified place where we store these strings. The main idea is, first of all, we want to isolate this data because of the security. And the second, it plays a cache role, like it means, so if we have the same string, why do we need to create a new, the copy of this string? We can go to the string pool and take it, basically.
Okay.
It's
Um,
speaking roughly about it, yeah.
yeah. And do you know where exactly the string constant pool is located inside the heap?
Oh, that's the difficult. I assume it's uh, we have a we have a main memory place somewhere somewhere near the hip.
Yeah.
I don't know really
The
exactly.
old generation and new generation there, the string
Uh-huh.
constant pool is located in the old generation. So
Mm.
let's move to object-oriented programming. Uh, what is the main pillars of object-oriented programming?
Main points.
Main
Uh,
pillar, the components of the OP, main pillars,
Honestly, what is this?
the
Pillars?
encapsulation.
You mean, okay, okay. You mean main things which characterize OP? Oh, of course, of course. Okay, inheritance, abstraction, encapsulation, polymorphism,
Yeah,
and
that's enough. The four main pillars. So let's talk about the abstraction. What's the abstraction and why use it?
so okay, so basically abstraction. So you see, abstraction, it's like a definition we can use. For example, we can describe uh, what fields and methods the class should have when it initializes. But we also use this for make a contract. For the abstraction, we use two methods, two things: interface and abstract classes. And mostly, we for contracts we use interface.
Uh,
And what else? For example, we can have. So basically, why we have the abstraction? We think in abstractions. For example, we can think, okay, we have a layer called pet, and after that,
okay,
we may have.
it's a lot to explain. I know. Uh, could you tell me the main differences between interface and abstract class?
Yes, you see.
The key differences.
So one thing, interfaces can have constructors.
Yes.
Okay. And the class which implements interface, it can implement many interfaces. But if we're talking about if the class abstracts, extends the abstract class, it can only extend only one.
Sorry, may I interrupt you? So there was a request from our listeners that we should replicate the questions in Uzbek too. Can we do that? Thank you.
You're muted, Abror.
Sorry. From the name, I'll try to translate it in Uzbek. Keyingi savoldan o'zbekchaga o'girishdan boshlayman. Hop, buni oldingi so'ralgan savol abstraction haqida edi va interfeys bilan abstract klassi asosiy farqi haqida so'ralgan edi. Okay. Uh, could you tell me about the encapsulation, what stands for, and what's the data hiding?
You see, if we're talking about the encapsulation, so basically, I can describe 2 points about that. First of all, we hide the implementation, and we also can say it hides the data. Why? Because like we create, in basically, roughly speaking, we create like a capsule which has everything and data and implementation. And why one additional point, for example, that's
Yeah.
for us, for developers. Sometimes we don't need really to deep dive into details. We just need to use methods. And so that's why this point was invented, like encapsulation. Yeah.
Correct. Bundan oldingi savol encapsulation va data hiding haqida edi. Could you tell me the um, record class which introduced in 17 Java? Java 17da tanishtirilgan record class haqida qisqacha gapiraversangiz.
As I know, basically, a record it's not a class. It behaves like a class, and you see a record. It looks like a pojo, plain object,
Uh-huh.
just a simple object, but it reduces setters and getters, as I know. So when we when we declare in a head section, we usually put name of variables,
Mhm.
fields of this class. Eventually, it will
Okay.
create. Yes,
Overall, what kind of structure it provides us? And one thing, it provides getters.
getters and setters, as
Exclusive.
I remember correctly.
No, no,
I
yeah, it's excluded. Setters excluded. Only provides getters. So what's the
getters.
main
Okay,
structure? Okay.
mains. You mean the syntaxes or?
No, no. What's the what stands for the record class? What's the main reason? What
That's
kind of structure provides the record to us?
I don't really remember, but give me a second. Um,
Immutability.
immutability.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I
Hop.
really forgot it. Thank you
Record
for
class
that.
haqida so'ralganida, bundan oldingi haqida, ya'ni nima qilish haqida. Hop, va endi immutability ga o'tamiz. So Igor, could you tell me what's the immutable class and what kind of restrictions should be in that uh,
In immutable
immutable
class.
classes in
Yes,
immutable
sure,
classes?
sure. So so for example, in the best to avoid having setters, only having getters, and of course the fields should be hidden or read only. Basically, what it means, if we have getters, we need to duplicate values to avoid mutability from outside.
Okay. And what kind of things should be avoided in immutable classes? For example, just removing setters is not enough. There is some kind of uh, threat to change the values of that immutable classes. What kind of threats we have, and what should we have do in order to avoid these kind of misunderstandings?
Basically copy actual values. For example, if we return the arrays, right? So we return the reference to this
Reference.
array,
Yeah, yeah,
and it
yeah.
means yeah.
That was the point. Yep. And what about the sealed class? Sealed class haqida ham ozgina gapirib bering.
Sealed class. Oh, that's interesting. Um, yes, I'm afraid I can't answer this question.
Okay, okay, okay.
You know, the name says by itself like a sealed class, something that we can't change, just exists, and that's it. Maybe something like this.
It depends
I'm
on instance. So, okay, let's move to the another part of the question. Let's talk about collections. Collection haqida gaplashsak. Collectionni qanaqa interfeyslari bor? what kind of interfaces have in collection? The main interfaces.
Main interface, it is iterable. Then,
Let's talk about the child interfaces of the collection.
oh yes, list, queue, map, dequeue, as I know.
No, DQ is not the.
List, linked list,
No, no,
hash
just
map.
one point below the collection interfaces, the main three interfaces. What was?
Oh, and after these three interfaces, we have different implementations, right? Oh, we need
No,
to
no, 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 no.
remember. Huh?
Just say the main
Tree,
sub
list,
interfaces.
and map.
Yep. Tree, list, map.
Yes, but map basically officially is not
Yep.
included to the collections.
Yep. 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 Yep.
That's also
List, set, queue. The
set
main thing.
list, set queue. Ah, yes, list.
What's the difference between set and a list? What's the main difference between list and set?
You see, list the so first of all, talking about the data structure, list it means this is the array, but set it's like a hash map, but without keys, basically. And if we talk about how it stores, I mean, how Java stores in the memory, the array stores all cells in one row in memory somewhere. But set can store in different places, and behind that, we can say it's some kind of like we have a link to specific place. It's not
Okay,
something a row.
I got it. The question was the difference between just list and set. You could say it's set only stores the unique elements, and list can have duplicates.
Oh yes.
I mean that, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
Okay,
Yes,
let's
of course.
let's talk about the linked list and array list. What's the linked list and array list, and what's the difference, and how the linked list and array list store the elements internally?
First of all, if we're talking about the structures, array list, this is of course arrays, but it's not the native array. It is the wrapper. Under this wrapper, we use a native array implementation in Java. And okay, array lists are arrays, and linked list, as I know, linked list it's something like we have the element, and after that
Yep.
we have a arrow to the second element, and so forth. And it's connected by this chain. Internally, array list creates the array, like I told you. But linked list, as I know, it uses a hash map implementation or a
Which
set,
one?
uh,
Use hash map implementation?
set
Yeah, yeah,
or
yeah. Set
set.
is totally use the hash map implementation.
But it look
And
it's similar
yeah,
as I know,
yep.
but in
And
details.
yeah, we will come to set. Uh, that's okay. And could you tell me one more thing? That's the difference between array and vector.
Oh, the only thing I know vector nobody use.
Yep, yep, yep. It's
uh,
very legacy,
yes, didn't
but
know
it has
any.
some advantages in some cases.
Honestly, don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Let's move to then Q. How many concrete classes exist in Q? The main concrete classes. Could you count them
Hmm.
in the queue?
In the queue, of course. Um, give me a second.
Okay, okay.
Don't really remember. Of course, queue itself.
No, it's
The
abstract.
queue is I know.
No,
The
it's also
queue,
abstract.
no,
The queue also abstract.
is also abstract. No, I'm really sorry.
Okay,
Don't
okay.
remember.
Yeah, array
Whatever
queue,
it's.
priority queue, and linked list.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, let's move to the set. As you know, set has three concrete classes: hash set, linked hash set and a tree set. What's the difference between hash set and tree set?
You see, hash set doesn't guarantee the order of storing values, but tree set can use either a natural order or a comparable implemented method
Yeah.
to store in an order.
Okay. For example, we have a hash map and some kind of our custom object. Let's imagine we have car, for instance. So if I want to store the cars in hash set, and I want them, they should be unique in the hash set. What should I avoid to store duplicates in hash set? For example, we create the two instances with the same value, and I don't want it to store both of them. One of them should be stored in hash set.
In that case, you need to implement a hash code method.
Okay, yeah.
By this method, it will detect whether the object was the same or not. But there is also a contract between equals and hash map.
Yes, yes,
Oh,
because
yeah, hash map, hash code, sorry.
hash code, yeah, equals hash code, because when you got the same hash code, the equals should check that.
It should be the same equals, basically.
Okay, that's great. Let's talk about the generics. What's a generic and why we use the generics?
Generics allows us to specify different types for methods. For example, we have, let's assume we have a method which works with two types, let's say integer and strings. And we can create just a method, specify a generic that it accepts different types and specify which exactly, for example. Otherwise, we would need to create two methods and create an overload
Okay,
approach.
thanks. And um, could you tell me about exceptions? What kind of exceptions we have and the use cases?
It's like we have in our high top level a main exception class. Then we can have an environment exception. Don't remember exactly the name. Null point exception.
No, no, the just say the main differences, exceptions, the main components of the exception. For example, we have a runtime exception and
Runtime. Um,
compile time and error. Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
thank you very
Uh,
much.
and could you tell me the what's the exception propagation?
Yes, sure. So you see, so we may have different exceptions, right? Like you told me, runtime or class not found and something like this. And it means we can catch the exceptions on different levels. For example, we found the error happened on, let's say, null pointer exception, but we can catch it on the same level or higher level, like
Yeah,
a
yeah.
runtime exception.
The when it's
So it means it
exploited, it's
goes
called.
to the chain, to its chain.
Okay, got it. Uh, could you tell me also about the weak hash map? What's the weak hash map?
Weak hash map, if I'm not mistaken, it means like we have such thing called a garbage collector. And so basically, when we lose the reference to the value inside this map, so garbage collector deletes this element from the map, basically, from
Yeah,
the heap, basically.
yeah, yeah.
So
The same.
it
Okay. And one another thing, could you tell me the boundaries in generic?
we have two types of boundaries, upper boundary and lower boundary.
In generic?
In generics, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. So what it means, maybe a different name, but I will explain you. And So first of all, we can when we specify the generics, we can specify the keyword extends, which means like we only can um, implement a child component, a child class, um, and all. For example, we.
Yeah. Got it. I got it. And what about the upper bound? Can we directly specify the upper bound with just core generic?
Yes, as I know, it's called a wildcard. We can
Ah,
specify,
yeah,
yes, wildcard.
with wildcard.
So let's assume we have this hierarchy, the parent, child, and child two.
Yeah,
And we can specify whether we
yeah,
can implement only these parents or only children.
yeah. Thank you. Thanks for your
Basically,
response.
like
Yes.
that.
Okay. Um. Okay. Let's move on to threads. So,
Oh, if we can skip it. Threads. I'm
really,
not well prepared for threads. Yes,
I
I'm
was
really sorry.
prepared for
I needed
threads so
to
hard.
let you know about that.
Okay. I prepared for threads so hard.
We
Okay.
can talk in general, but not in details. If you want,
Okay.
let's just try.
Um, then let's move to streams related to collections. What's a stream? Stream API. I
Stream.
mean, stream API.
Streaming. Yeah,
Stream.
yes.
Yep.
So you see, we in general, Java it's not a functional approaching programming language, but streams it's some kind of a declarative way to write our functions, and so streams allow us work with data, transform, filter, or something like this, but in a more in a functional way.
Okay. Uh,
And mostly we use
the
lambdas.
okay. The function interface methods are divided to two parts, two categories. What kind of categories you know in
Just an interface and a functional interface.
no. I don't mean the stream API's methods divided to two
Oh
categories.
yes, I'm sorry. You see a final methods and intermediate methods.
Yes. Terminal
Yes,
and intermediate methods. Uh,
terminal.
for example, what happens if we use only intermediate methods in stream API?
So
What will happen?
it will store, but we don't get. So it saves the stream object. Not don't remember exactly was it a stream object or not, but it waits until we use a terminate method to get the data. Unless we used a terminate operator, we won't get the data.
Yeah,
So,
but
and we can store it and then do something, and after some code, we can finish this
okay.
stream API.
Without terminal operation, the intermediate operations even not run. It doesn't run.
A lazy approach.
Operation, lazy operations. So, um, okay. Then let's talk about the function interface. What's the function interface?
This is an interface which has only one abstract method,
Okay.
and we mostly use it for create a lambda expressions,
Okay.
yeah, like that.
And
And we have
okay.
different
And
functional interfaces in Java as well, like
okay. I was about to ask this. So, what kind of function interfaces used in Stream API?
oh, that's interesting. BI consumer,
Yes,
uh, as I know, a function. Um, what else? I remember there were six interfaces.
predicate.
Yeah. Yes, Decade and
Okay.
don't remember.
You mentioned about the B consumer. What's difference between B consumer and consumer, and what's difference between B function and function?
It differs by amount of parameters it can have.
Yeah. Okay. And the last question about the Stream API. What's the main difference between map and flat map?
Yes, sure. You see, map, it's about the transforming the data into different formats. But flat map allows us to unpack uh, nested arrays in general.
Yes, that's the point. Thanks for your response. Uh, Sorry. Um, let's move on to build tools. What kind of build tools you know?
Build tools.
Yep,
Oh,
for Java.
build tools.
Gradle
Maven,
and
Maven and Gradle, but I
Maven.
mostly used
Yep.
Maven. Yes.
Oh, you mostly use Maven. Then you have to know the difference between Maven compilers, right? Compiling the code, packaging, and for example, we have compile, verify, build, and such kind of steps. Could you tell me the difference between compile, package, and I can't remember what was the start from E. Install. Yep, install. Compile,
Install. Mhm.
package, install.
You see, install, it's about installing dependencies for the project. Uh, Build, it's like to create a class files, a bytecode, and package when we can create Word files, for example, the final product we
Yep,
can deploy, basically.
yep.
It
What
declares
was about the install? What does
install,
install?
right? It installs the dependencies for the project. Like, for example, we can specify something in POM XML and it will install. Install, right? You told me.
You mean the downloading the dependency from
Yes,
different
downloading
files, right?
and yes.
Mm, yes, it does, but at the very first stage. For example, the package and compile also does the same thing, but install has another point that does something plus for us.
Oh, okay, cool. I can only guess.
Okay. Okay. The install is build the project inside the .m2 file that you could use your own project in your another project as a dependency. It loads
Okay.
from M2 to your another dependencies.
I see. Okay.
Yep, that's okay. I think with Java we are done. Let's move to database. Let's talk about some SQL and NoSQL. For the first, could you tell me what's the difference between SQL and NoSQL and what's the use cases?
It's like you see, it's about, it's called relazione, but I don't really know how it's called in English. Relational
Relational, yeah,
SQL, and
relational
no
database
relational SQL.
and non-relational.
So basically, if we're talking about relational, we store um, mm, our records in tables, but if we talk about NoSQL, we store them in the list and
Yeah.
without any references. What it means, like in SQL, we can create uh, the uh, the foreign key and connect, join different tables. But now SQL, we just create a list without these references.
Okay.
Main
Um,
reason.
uh,
And
what?
duplicates, of course. So in NoSQL, we have duplicates in different tables.
Okay. So, what have you used mostly? The MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle,
MySQL mostly.
MySQL mostly. Then, could you tell me about the indexes? What's the index and why do you use them?
So, for example, if we have a record, we need to create an uh, index ID, right? We're talking about
Yeah, yeah,
ID.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So each record has its own ID. Why do we need it? Because we sometimes need to specify something. For example, what it means. Okay, the good question. Why do we have it? Yeah, never
Okay,
thought
okay,
about that. We have it.
okay, okay, okay.
So it's a unique and we can use for different purposes, find, delete,
Yes,
but we also can do it by different fields. It's not necessarily
but
should
it's
be.
much slower. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about transactions. Could you tell me what's inside the transaction and what kind of rules have in transaction?
Transactions have rules ACID,
Yes.
atomic, atomicity. It means a use case we need to make different queries, and they should be done successfully, all of them. But what these rules say, they say like if one of them falls, we need to roll back what we have done so far, and this is about ACID.
I see.
And
It's not finished. You said only about the atomicity that if we got some error, the transaction anyway, even we commit the transaction, it will roll back. What about the consistency, durability, and isolation?
oh, I don't remember. I don't
Okay,
remember.
consistency is applying the constraints inside the transaction. Durability is saving the transaction after successful completion, and you have to know, if I'm not mistaken, isolation levels: uh, read uncommitted, read committed, repeatable read, serializable.
Mm,
Okay, okay. Let's skip it. Let's skip it. Uh, so and uh, we have uh, having in queries where we use the having keyword in our query.
for example, if we want to find the specific records, but we need to make sure that it has some additional information like um, so it means we need to make sure that join can happen. And so that's why we can use having and specify what exactly it should have. So one record can have interception with the information, or with the, if we make a subquery, we can
Okay.
also specify a having,
Mm,
like
what if
it's
we use
mostly about the
where in this
conditional.
case? Yes. What if we use where in your case? For example, we have some specific situation to use the having and where. When we use where
But
and when we use
but
having.
but having we can specify as I know different options like not, you see if we use where we specify one condition, just one
Okay.
condition and that's it. But having we can specify many conditions and
Uh, okay. We use the having when we use aggregate functions in some kind of columns. For example, sum, count, average, this kind of things. When we have to check the sum of the some kind of amount should have more than specific some kind of amount. In this case, we cannot use where with some of the amount. We use having in
mhm.
this case, and
Okay.
average and max, mean. In this case, we use having. Okay. Um, what about the views? We have a view and view types. Could you tell me about
Yes, it's in general a view. It's some kind a reference to the a real table. You can have, as I know, privileges, different, like a user can edit or something like this, and we can assign to the specific users as well. So it's like a window to a real table, basically, a view.
okay? And we have a view types. You know about the view types?
Oh, not aware enough
For example,
about view types.
we have a regular view and we have a materialized view.
Mm.
Have you heard about the mentalist?
No,
Okay.
haven't.
That's great. Then I think it's time to move to Spring and Enterprise Edition. So, what's the servlet? What is the servlet?
Um, okay, servlet, it takes the place between the HTTP and Java code. So basically, it understands the HTTP and provides the data to the Java code and execute the specific methods which
Okay.
described. So basically, it's about the servlet. Yes.
Okay. Could you tell me the life cycle of servlet?
Oh, so, okay. Receiving the HTTP,
No, no, no,
recognize.
the general life cycle. Init,
Um, no.
init, service, destroy is the main part of the servlet. Okay.
Init destroy, yes, but the
Init,
init.
service, destroy. Inside the service, it receives the request and according to the request methods, for example, get, post, put, it executes the specific method. Okay,
Okay.
it's okay. um, let's move to another question. Could you tell me about the GSP and GSTL?
GSP.
Yep.
It's about UI side, right? I
Yes,
think
yes, yes, yes.
GSP. So it's a template language, we can say, which allows us to combine Java code and
Yes.
HTML and compile to the to read by Java and render the HTML basically.
Okay. And we have a GSTL. Uh,
Never worked with this.
Java standard tag library in order to avoid using the core Java inside the GSP. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Let's move on to Spring Core.
Okay.
Okay. In Spring Core, we know that many things should be configured by ourselves. For example,
Okay.
when I am going to use the security in Spring, just Spring, not Spring Boot,
Mhm.
uh, I add the dependency about the security dependencies. So what will happen then? In order to make it work, what should I do?
As I know, you need to write your own config. You need to use, I don't really
There is a
remember, but
bridge to
a middleware layer,
yeah,
as I
yeah,
know.
yeah,
You need to use this layer, middleware.
yeah. There is some kind of proxy to connect our, for example,
But
anyway we use
you need
the
to make sure before you make any requests, you should go through the security, like authentication, checking the roles. Yes, and you'll do it by your own, write this.
okay.
Uh,
For example, we already wrote the security filter chain and we have HTTP security and we configured everything, but it still doesn't work. Why it doesn't work in Spring Core? What should we configure to make it work?
hmm,
There is a proxy. I will help you. It's a
AOP. AOP?
no,
No?
it's not. Yeah, it's aspect some kind of. There's a proxy. Yes, we have, and um, it uh, creates a bridge uh, to put our filter chains to Spring cores to filters. What kind of
Servlet filter. It's a kind of middleware in
not?
that case. No?
No, it's
Okay.
a delegating filter proxy. We have a delegated filter proxy.
Mhm.
We have to enable this delegated filter proxy. The delegated
Mhm.
filter proxy will create a bridge to put our custom filters to Spring's filters in order to make it work together. Without this configuration, we cannot
Okay.
use our filters and our security configurations. And if we come to Spring, let's uh, talk about the main concepts of Spring. What makes Spring the Spring? What's the
Uh,
particular components?
two main things it takes, like inversion of control,
Yes,
dependency injection,
yes.
and making life easier.
Sorry?
And making the life easier.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah, the dependency injection is located inside the IOC container. So, what's the main purpose of IOC inversion of controller IOC?
So you see, like we can create objects by our own, and maybe we need to create them and initialize by specific data. And the main thing uh, what inversion of control gives us, that instead us it does the Spring application and puts everything it needs inside it. For example, like auto wired annotation, it can put
Okay.
everything what we needed.
What kind of methods have to create beans? What kind of methods
Uh,
we have? I mean the
uh,
not exactly the methods, but options. What kind of options we have to create beans?
you're talking about, yes, sure. So mainly so you see, it's about in XML, of course.
Yes, the first one.
First of all, we need to define that we can configure our Spring application by three ways. The old way by XML, then partially XML and Java code by configuration class, and last one completely by Java code
Annotations. Yep. Um,
annotations.
with annotations, how many ways we have to create beans?
Um, okay, first of all, we declare the class, and we can use a bean annotation, and this is
On
the
the
first
class?
thing uh, before the declaration. So we not exactly. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Component. I'm sorry.
Yes, component. On the class,
Yes.
we can only use the component. What about the bean annotation?
Yes.
Where we can use it?
Bean we can use in the body on different classes. Like we can in main configuration class, we
Hmm.
can
Hmm.
specify
Hmm.
bean, create a method,
Yes.
or we can specify it on a field on the configuration file. Like we can create a field,
Not
if
not
I'm not
not a
mistaken,
not a field, not a
on the
field.
method, right?
On the method, yeah. On the methods inside the configuration class. In order to compile the beans to IOC, what should we have? What should we have in components?
What should I'm sorry.
We have,
Can you repeat, please?
for example, I have some problem with English, so uh, in order to compile the method, bean methods and component classes, what should we specify in components? Configuration class, sorry. In configuration class, we have to specify something in order to,
Component scan, you mean?
yeah, yeah, yes, yes, yes,
Yes,
component
yes,
scan. We
yes,
have to scan, we have to put component scan
yes,
to load beans from the which directory we have
yes.
to
It
load.
should scan and find
Yeah.
this class.
Um, and
Ask a question. The hand has
okay,
been raised.
okay, okay, we can pause it here.
Who was that? Like, I think Noderbek. He left. Okay, so let's continue.
Okay, then we can continue. So, could you tell me uh, what's the purpose using of qualifier in our code? What's the main purpose of qualifier?
Uh, you see, like, for example, let's assume we have, uh, I hope it's okay explaining by the example.
Yes, 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 yes.
So
It's
you
totally
see,
okay.
so we can, for example, we want to auto-wire something, and we specify the type. And let's say the type is get. think it is used because if we have only a class which extends a parent component, so the Spring will exactly know what exactly he needs to implement.
Yes.
But what if we have two classes which extends the
Yeah.
parent? And by qualifier, we specify what exactly bin we expect instantiated there, basically.
Yes, absolutely right. And what is the um, scopus of bin? What kind of scopes do you know? Bin scope.
Uh, I know there are five scopes, but I know about two scopes,
Yeah.
prototype and single tone.
Okay. Okay.
Should I
That's
describe them?
no, no, no. It's
No.
okay. So let's move to MVC. What's the MVC?
Oh, okay. And we see this is um, a pattern of applications, we can say. It consists of three components: model, view, and controller.
Okay.
And yeah, it's the approach.
Okay. 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 So could you tell me the difference between controller and REST controller?
Yes, sure. You see, controller usually returns the model and render the GSP files, but REST works with REST API, and it returns JSON.
Yep. Yep. Okay. That's totally great. So let's move to the security a bit again. For example, when we configure the um, security, um, we have to write some configurations. For example, you wrote a security and you want to um, open some page that returned from a backend, and the page is opened, and you have to uh, submit some kind of form. When you submit the form, the Spring by default doesn't accept the form as it is. For example, we have something that restricts the post methods in security.
CSV annotation is a
CSRF,
node which can,
CSRF,
yes, it,
CSRF. What does the CSRF do in request methods? Like when we send a post, what it requires to handle?
for why you mean, right? Uh,
No, what requires when you send a post
Token,
request? Yes,
it's a token,
yes.
yes.
It requires the token that's given from itself to return back that it's me, I'm authorized, and such kind of things. Yeah, that's okay. And could you tell me the what is the controller advice annotation does?
It's about AOP, if I'm not mistaken.
Sorry?
Advice, right? You told
No, no, no,
advice.
no, no. Controller advice annotation. It's the one word. Controller advice
Control
annotation.
advice. Control advice. Never used it since
No,
then.
you use, totally
Used?
used. Yep, yep.
If you can
100%.
recall.
For example, imagine I have the several methods that requires the user, for example, or something. When I cannot find, I have to throw some kind of exception. If I throw the exception, the server returns the 500, and it's not okay because it's client's fail, not ours. When I throw the exception in several bunch of methods, I cannot handle it one by one. So in this case, what should I have to do in order to handle the exceptions globally?
Use try catch on
I cannot use the trackage in every method.
so yeah, there is an annotation, but I don't really remember.
Exception handler. Exception handler
Ex-
annotation is used to handling the exception, but the this configuration should be the inside the class that annotated with controller advice.
Yes, since I really forgot about that. But yes,
Yeah. Okay.
and we
Okay.
need to
Okay.
specify the class which will handle the response, not
Yes.
response,
Yes.
listener, and return something.
Yes.
Controller device, yes. Totally forgot.
Let's move to some advanced question. For example, when we use event-oriented have you familiar with EOP, event-oriented
EOP,
programming? Yes, event-oriented,
AO,
no
event
AOP,
OS.
not aspect,
Ah, it's a
event-oriented programming.
yes, yes, yes. Event listener
Yeah, yeah,
react.
event listener.
Yes.
Yep.
Mostly we use it with Kafka, if I'm not.
Not just core with Spring inside the
Mhm.
core Spring. For example, I have some kind of method that handles a request and raises the some kind of event to event publisher, and we have a event listener that listens and writes some kind of logs to the database or sends request to somewhere. Uh, for example,
It's an observer pattern, which
yes,
is
yes, yes. When
upstream.
I use the event and the event takes so long, does it affect to my main handler? For example, I handle it in a method called handle request method. I handled it, so
Mhm.
then I raised the event to event publisher, and event publisher got the event and sends it to event listener.
Mhm.
I have done with events,
Okay.
then the code should keep continue. But
Okay.
if I have latency, the huge latency in the event, does it affect to my handler method or not?
Event, no, because you just send us basically a signal. So,
Yes.
but uh, but you see, like, no, it won't affect anyhow because you just let them know. But you can send the data as well.
Yeah,
Uh,
I
but
sent.
what if, but what if the data is too large? The
Yeah,
different.
yeah. But anyway, it affects to my handler method. In this case, I have to avoid to wait for um, events returning the response. How can I avoid waiting for events that complete their work?
As I know, it's like we can use a sync approach for that, but behind
Yes.
it uses concurrency, I mean multi-threading inside.
Yes, we have to use async. You're totally right. Okay, let's move to another some advanced topic. For example, imagine I use the um, user or some kind of product. For example, I have some small application and the users request a lot, but my data is large to get from the database and return it to user every time. It's um, for example, it's a lot a little bit hard to get the response from the DB and return to user, but the data is not changed so many times. It changes once in a day or once in a week. In these cases, to avoid reloading the data every time, what can I have in my code to avoid
So
latency?
it's you're talking about the cache. We can
Sorry?
cache. You're talking about the cache because
Yes, 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 yes.
yes, as I know, it's about the enable caching annotation and just annotation cache dollars.
Yeah.
Also, cache put we have, right?
Yes, yes.
And at some point we can delete from this cache.
And we have a problem with this cache. Is as you know, when we enable the cache, it caches the elements inside my heap. But when as I said, the data is large to store, to reload and get every time. If I have large data, I cannot store it in just heap. To avoid storing it heap, what can I do?
You see, like, just give me a second.
Okay.
I don't really understand what the problem can cause. Can hear. Can you please
For example,
rephrase? Uh-huh.
I have a huge data to load, and if I use the cache, it loads the cache inside the heap. And the
Mhm.
problem is heap is getting bigger and could throw exception and could be fail. So in order to avoid, I shouldn't store it in heap,
Yes,
even the JVM.
yes. Outside somewhere.
Yes, outside somewhere.
Yes,
What
Redis
kind of?
or
Yes,
even
yes, yes.
cache somewhere.
Redis or some kind of caches will help us to avoid the memory issue with this caching. Yes, absolutely right. And, um, uh, this kind of things. Sorry, 1 minute.
No worries.
Okay.
that we have given for
Okay.
this interview. But if you have many questions, I think we can organize the second part of the interview if you want. So we reached 1 hour. Uh, I think we need to finalize it. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the
Okay.
listeners. Abror, you composed very good questions. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Igor,
thank
you
you.
made your best. We will send
This
you
is
the
my first
feedbacks.
time.
We'll send you the
Yeah.
feedbacks. И, конечно же, мы старались только на английском все вести. Спасибо всем. Надеемся, что не будут нас джаджить, как говорится.
Ну, да, я тут прям позабывал, мне небольшая шпаргалка тоже есть, потому что, ну, совершенно все позабывать, ну, от меня отвечать тоже не очень интересно. Амброр, спасибо тебе за терпение. Но это мое первое такое интервью на такое вот прям вот, поэтому было немножко трудно. Я уже тоже понимаю, где я могу улучшить, и
Мгм.
так что
Спасибо
прям
большое всем. Мы
огромное спасибо.
заканчиваем стрим и go.
Biodilerden obzor, ana boya so'rashganida